tuzosimba simba mwishuru. Amen. Yeah, yeah, amina. Hallelujah. Yeah, yeah, amina. Hallelujah.
Hello, my name is David Albert. I'm the board chairman of Friendly Water for the World, a nonprofit international organization based right here in Olympia, Washington. With me is my guest, Florence Ntakarutimana from Bujumbura, Burundi. She is here for the Friendly Water for the World annual dinner, which is taking place on May 5th, 4:30 p.m. We still have a few tickets remaining, so if you'd like some, you can either go to the Friendly Water for the World website or give us a call at 360-918-3642, and we'll try to get you in, although we are just about sold out. Florence, welcome.
Thank you so much.
I know this is your first time on the west coast of the United States,
Yes.
and you're from Burundi.
Yes.
Most Americans probably have no idea where Burundi is located, and the context of our work in Burundi. So I hope you'll be able to provide us with a little more information about Burundi before we get into the heart of what you do.
Thank you so much. My name is Florence Ntakarutimana. I am from Burundi. I am 36 years old, and I'm married. I have 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. And Burundi is a country located in the Central Africa, not far from DRC Congo, Rwanda, and Tanzania. And Burundi is a French country speaking, but with the East African community that we are member, we have started with English. That's why I can even communicate in English. So as you were asking me, Burundi has a background of, or a history of violence.
Now, it's a very poor country.
It's a very, it's a very poor country in the world. And we are struggling with the civil war, which started in 1993. And this crisis took away of more than 500,000 Burundians who died during this crisis.
Now, there's only 9 million people in Burundi, so,
Yeah,
so a half a million people is a lot of people.
So when the war broke between Hutus and Tutsis.
Those are the 2 major ethnic groups.
Yes, Hutus and Tutsis. Some Hutus fled the country and went outside, fled outside. By this I mean they went in DRC Congo and in Tanzania. And many Tutsis fled inside the country because they were protected by the regular army. So after the...
So they had been living together in the same community?
Yeah, before the colonial time, Hutu and Tutsis were living peacefully in the same communities.
Even intermarrying, as I remember your father and mother.
Even myself, my mother was a Tutsi, my father was a Hutu. And my mother was poisoned by her sister because she married the Hutu.
Oh.
Yeah, and my father was killed by Tutsis, by Hutus, because he had married a Tutsi. Yeah.
So the great ethnic conflict of Burundi is mirrored in your own family.
Anyway, then now, after we saw that this crisis made these people who were living together in peace becoming enemies, HROC, which stands for Healing and Rebuilding Our Communities, is an initiative of Quakers, which is bringing people, Tutsis and Hutus, together for healing and reconciliation. We are trying to help people to heal these accumulated inner wounds and to live again in harmony. So we bring...
So people must have great trauma.
They do have great trauma, yeah. So since 2002, we have been trying to bring these people together for 3-day basic workshops where they discuss about trauma in our context. What is trauma? What are the causes of trauma? And what are the symptoms of trauma? The effects or consequences.
So this would be 10 Hutus And 10 Tutsis.
in a workshop.
Who otherwise might not even be talking to each other, coming together in their community.
Yeah. You know, even when we invite them, for the first day, it's not easy. You will see Hutus sitting like this, Tutsis sitting like those. But with our methodology that we use, it's a participative methodology. With some games we do, like in the libraries, they come to get, interacted, They talk to each other, they shake hands, we share lunch together. While before it was not easy because of the wounds they have. So after we discuss about the general understanding of trauma, we then move to the sharing of our past, our experiences during the crisis. And people hear from each other what we have experienced. People learn about active listening, compassionate listening, and then they learn about how to deal constructively with anger, which is a very big part of trauma.
So it's almost like the lion lies down with the lamb, except you cannot tell which one is the lion and which one is the lamb. I mean, they're both part of the situation.
Yeah. And then they learn about how to build trust.
That must be very difficult.
Yeah. Trust building in the community. We use an illustration of a tree with the roots and fruits, There is a tree of mistrust with its roots.
And a tree of trust.
And a tree of trust. And we do a trust walk and many other games. So people learn about how to rebuild this trust which is broken. And then, after we finish these 3-day basic workshops, participants, decide themselves the way forward after coming together, after being together for these healing and reconciliation workshops. What can keep us, what can help us to stay together so that we strengthen these relationships which are restored.
Now, you're working in some places which had almost complete destruction, like the hill community of Mutaho, where there had been 125,000 people and all the buildings were destroyed.
That's true. Mutaho is one of the very first communities where we had these healing workshops.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then, after participants in Mutaho told us, we need to stay together. They said, you see, now we have lack of clean water. And many people are dying of diarrhea, typhoid, cholera.
I know that even right now there is cholera in Bujumbura.
In Bujumbura, yes.
In the capital city.
Yeah, in these recent days, there are people who are dying of cholera.
Now, again, Burundi is a very poor country. It's supposedly the second poorest country in Africa. And then you're working with the poorest people in the second poorest country in Africa.
That's true.
I know the United Nations says that there are about 143 deaths of children under 5 for every 1,000 born. But that includes all of the cities. In Mutaho, almost every family has a dead child from bad water.
That's true. So we have come up...
So you have trauma that continues, it's just a different kind of trauma.
You will hear during the workshops, when people are just brainstorming about the causes of trauma, they would say war, but also death due to poverty, diseases due to poverty, and so on, including this kind of sicknesses.
You know, it's interesting, in the entire world, more people have died from waterborne illnesses in the last decade than from all the wars in the world combined.
Yeah.
Even in Afghanistan, where the war has been going on, still more people die of bad water than die from the war.
Yeah, same cases in Mutaho. Then Mutaho hosts the very biggest internally displaced people camp.
A camp internally displaced people.
In Mutaho, there is the largest IDP camp. So many people, many children, even adults die of waterborne diseases.
Typhoid, bacterial dysentery, sometimes cholera.
It's really... not easy to tell what is
And
happening
most
in our
of the water
country.
is surface water. It's water from rivers or streams or
Yeah, mud
small
wells,
pools.
yeah.
So it's mostly surface water that are causing all of these deaths.
Yeah, it's amazing. Even when there is no rain, you will see that the water is colored. And when there is rain, it's worse. So, fortunately, the Friendly Water for the World came to us. I mean, to us in Burundi as a savior, if I can say so. That's what people are telling us. You are the angel sent to us by God because of the biosand water filters we are talking about.
Right.
So the participants, as I was saying, after they finish these healing workshops, they say, let us stay together. And then the need of now is clean water. So
let me explain how the filter works. But first, we started this program actually working with widows.
yes,
widows?
Rema group,
Right. So it's a group called REMA, means having hope.
having hope.
And the widows, there were 54 widows and all their children. All the men had been killed in the wars.
Yeah.
And there were 54 widows.
And the widows are Hutus and Tutsis together.
Hutus and Tutsis together. And they had asked us whether we could come in to help them. And what we do is teach people. We don't actually provide, Friendly Water for the World doesn't provide any water filters. We teach people to make them themselves from local materials in workshops, and then you take the work forward. So, I mean, really, you are angels to each other.
I see.
But what we have here, this is a model biosand filter. A real one would be double this size and made of cement, but this kind of gives you, and actually this one works, although it's not been scientifically tested. But how it works is this. In the bottom, there will be two kinds of gravel, 1/2 and 1/4 inch gravel, sand that we get from a quarry or from a high riverbank, and we sift it and clean it and sift it to a quite specific size, 0.7 millimeter. Then we would have 2 inches of really dirty water, the water that has in it cholera and typhoid, Giardia, Cryptosporidium, E. coli, all the nasty bacteria you can think of would be in that water, and then a metal diffuser plate. And we would take water from one of those horrible polluted rivers, throw it in the top, and as the new water rained down upon the old water, the large bacteria, cholera, typhoid are good examples, will cannibalize each other. And you will kill about 80% of your disease-causing bacteria right in the top, in the water. And the bodies of the bacteria will form a layer on top of the sand. We call it the Schmutzdeck layer. It's also biologically active. Then as the water goes through the sand, even in the first 2 inches, that sand I described has sharp points and a slight electrical charge. And the viruses like hepatitis A, I had it, by the way, in India in 1981, and rotavirus will glom onto the sand, catch onto the sand, and they cannot get off. And so they have no light, no air, no food. They die right there. Then the water goes through the filter. Worms can't get through. Protozoa and amoeba can't get through. More bacteria screened out. The water comes out about 1 liter per minute, 20 gallons a day, up to 99% pure of bacteria and viruses, 100% pure of worms, amoeba, and protozoa. It also takes out iron and manganese and can take out arsenic. And it will last for 30 years with almost no maintenance.
Yeah. I do remember when Del and Susan came first to
when
teach
Del
us the
came to
yeah,
teach you this for the first time.
yeah, in 2010. People in Burundi were like, is it true? What they're telling us is true? And then I remember one family. They said, okay, let's take that water and go and do some test or
test the water.
They test the water. They said, "Oh, now let us buy the filter," because they proved that the
would
water
probably be the cleanest water in Burundi.
Yeah. They said, "Oh, really, the water is clean," and then the family.
One of the things that's interesting is the United Nations defines an improved water source as any water that comes out of a pipe. But the pipe water is often what gives people disease.
I see.
So it's really quite interesting. You know,
Yeah,
you can
it
you know,
is, yeah.
and we know we've actually done those same tests, and we've done them in Kenya and in Uganda, and we know that the water is clean and that it works for a long time.
Yeah. So now the people who train Tutsis come together and build the filters. So the fact is that it's not just building the filters, you see? They are from different ethnicities which used to kill each other, and now they are together. By this, we have even former combatants.
Right.
In the group.
People who had been guerrilla combatants and child soldiers.
Yeah. Now there's no stigma. They are people like others. They are offering, by offering a filter or making a filter, they offer life to families. And then we have made more than 200 filters.
Right, and then we have a new program too in another village. So we're up to maybe 300 now with those.
Yeah, and the new communities are Rukaramu and Maramvya. Yeah, so we are really thankful to people who are supporting this program.
And we have them in churches and in schools, orphanages.
Yes, hospitals, clinics, families of people who live with HIV, AIDS, and they're really helpful.
You know, Friendly Water has a program. Besides, we ask people to purchase the filters, correct? But because people are saving so much money from medicines and getting to the clinics and whatever, they pay for themselves quickly, but still people don't have cash. So I know we have a program with Healing and Rebuilding Our Communities where Friendly Water raises the money to pay for half of the filter, and they raise, the person getting it raises the other half. And this is in a place where income, per capita income, is only like $125 a year, and they're paying $27 toward one of these filters.
Yeah, because people are poor in Burundi, they cannot get. The price of a filter is 70,000 Burundi francs. That's almost $45. So Friendly Water, the people from Friendly Waters for the world are paying half of the price, and the family which buys a filter pays the half. And actually, when you provide $45, no, let's say $27, you save life of a family.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's so little. Friendly Water for the World, actually, I was telling you about our card program. We know that some people can't afford them. And in addition, we want to make sure that schools and orphanages and healthcare facilities get them. And also the homes of families impacted by HIV. And so we have a card program, and you buy a Mother's Day card or whatever, and we make sure that we get one of those filters into those locations. It's important because, for example, a family with HIV, a mother with HIV, even if she has no medicines, on average, they will live 5 to 8 years longer if they have access to clean water. And when you have a small child, it's the difference between having your child having to live in an orphanage, often under very poor conditions, or being taken in by another family where they're able to cope and deal with their condition and help the family along. And I know 11% of Burundians are orphans.
Yeah, because of the crisis.
Because of the crisis, HIV,
poverty,
poverty.
Hard life.
So I know we've set up a co-op in Mutao.
Yes, the co-op is there, and we have got Friendly Water for the World is provided some support for 3 full-time workers. They have got bicycles.
Right, Joyride bicycles. We visited them today. Right here in Lacey, Washington, provided the funds for 3 bicycles so they can go to village to village.
They go village to village to coordinate the work, to follow, because people need follow-up about how to use effectively the filters. So
and hygiene and community
sanitation, yes. So
Yes,
They
one of
are-
them is our friend. We call him Pi. I know in French it should
the
be
former
P.
ex-combatant.
Right, he was
I
a
see.
former guerrilla. He
Combatant.
probably killed 20 or 30
Yeah.
people in his life.
Yeah.
And now
He's
he's
a good
an
man.
honored member of his community because he provides clean water for them.
Yeah, some very important thing about Pi. You see, the former combatant working with Louis. Louis is a Tutsi, but also from the family of Prince. You see what I mean by Prince?
Prince.
Yes. In Kirundi they call Umuganwa.
Okay, a royal family.
Royal family. And then Celine, you see? It's a very nice group
Right.
of
So
Hutu,
there's
Tutsi,
Hutu, Tutsi, ex-combatants.
When people see them in the community moving around together, carrying out the work together, they say, oh my goodness, HROC. He's bringing
we pay them,
reconciliation,
I have to tell folks,
harmony.
we pay them so little. I mean, all we provide is for each of them $60 a month.
Yeah,
And for
but
$60 a month, we
it's
can
really
do
meaningful.
extraordinary work.
It's really meaningful to us. Yeah, it's helping much in the community. There are many, many changes now. If you visit Mutaho, you talk about filters, you talk about HROC, you talk about friendly waters and its supporters. Everyone understands what you mean. Yeah.
Yes, you sent us pictures of every family that is receiving a filter under our program with their water biography of what their family was like, what diseases they suffer from, and what they're now getting through water filters. I feel honored to be part of this. And of course, we're based right here in Olympia,
It's
Washington.
our honor
I mean,
also.
you know, we have this international organization located right here, which has linked the work of peace, the work of social justice, the work of development, the work of clean water, all together. And I like the name of that co-op, RIMA, Having Hope. Because, you know, people in America need hope as much as the people in Burundi. It's of a different kind, but we like to feel like we belong to something bigger than ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when you send me pictures from Burundi all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like my day is made. I mean, you know, they are a part of my family.
Yeah.
When you send me pictures like that.
Yeah, really, we are grateful for the assistance, for the help, for the support.
Now, we want to build something bigger, right? What is the name of the center we're hoping to build?
Urutare.
Urutare. What does that mean?
Urutare means hard rock.
Strong rock.
Strong rock.
Right, so we want to
Center
build
for
a center
reconciliation.
for reconciliation and clean water, where again we can expand the work, the peace work of healing and rebuilding our communities, together with the water work and a national center in Burundi. Of course, we have to raise the funds. That's why people are watching this show. I hope you'll come to our dinner. May 5th, you'll hear more about the work. May 5th, it'll be at New Bridge Community Church. And we still have a few tickets, but you're going to have to get them soon. My phone number, and I think I'll get it right this time, is 918-3642. Or you can look up our website, www.friendlywater.net. And of course, Florence will be speaking there on women, water, and reconciliation.
Yes.
You haven't spoken about the women's role in this work.
Actually, in Burundi, they believe that there is some work for men, like building houses and so on, and there are some work for women. So to see women involved in this project is something attracting the attention of everyone. And then...
Because we trained women first. We trained the widows.
Yes, the group of women. The Rema group is for women. So people were amazed to see women very active in this project. And even now, they are, you know, in this COP, we have the executive committee, which is made of men and women. We have the members of, you know, all of the members of the COP. And I can say these women are very interesting. They have been widowed by the crisis. And they are together with even other women who still have husbands. And maybe those husbands were the killers of the
their other
yes,
husbands.
but together they reconciled and they are moving with life together.
So this is in some way a laboratory of peace.
Yes.
I don't know of work like this happening anywhere else in the world. I mean, it's very interesting because, again, we don't hear in our news about Burundi at all,
Yeah.
but we have this wonderful laboratory of healing, of trauma healing. I know that the trauma healing work has now come to America, that the work in Burundi has been so amazing that Adrian Nyangabo, who was here last year with Friendly Water, has brought the trauma healing work. I know he's had workshops in New York and in Maryland,
Yeah.
teaching people working in neighborhoods which have many gangs,
Yeah.
killings in neighborhoods, working in prisons, that the work is actually spread from Burundi back to America.
Yeah, we have held like 2 international training of trainers where some of the participants came from the US and in other parts of the world. Even soon in July, we'll be holding another training of trainers in Rwanda, in Gisenyi. I am one of the facilitators.
We want, as you know, we want to do a program in Gisenyi. So.
Yes, yes. So some people from the US will participate. And when they finish to participate, they then come and conduct some HROC basic workshops, healing basic workshops. So even now, the time I am here, I will be facilitating one workshop somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's interesting. In January, I was in Ethiopia, working on our projects there. And then in North India, we were in Rajasthan, in the desert region, where, again, the highest child mortality rate in all of India. And we're launching projects there as well. We train people. We have 3 trainings here in North America. Of course, we have many trainings outside the U.S., but we have trainings here. We're going to have 3 this year, one in late June right here in Olympia, one in August 21st, up in Quaker Cove Camp in Anacortes, Washington, and then one in late September in Oregon at Camp Tillicum, Newberg, Oregon. People come from all over North America to come to our trainings. We sometimes have people from abroad. We actually had a man, Prosper, who you know from Burundi, came to one of our trainings and has launched a program. Yes. Yeah. We have someone coming from Ethiopia in our June program. I know we're expecting now to have a friend of ours from the Congo, DRC, coming to our September program. Because we're really crossing national boundaries. I mean, it's, you know, that, and we learn as much from you. Again, you're the one doing the building and the organizing. We just offer a little bit of knowledge.
Thank you.
You are really doing all
together
the work.
We are doing it.
Turikumwe.
Turikumwe.
This is a wonderful expression
together,
in Burundi. When we are all together. Turikumwe.
Yes.
So we hope to see you at the dinner on Sunday. I know you have a very busy schedule before that, I know, because I made up the schedule.
That's fine.
We're going to be visiting with Rotary clubs here in town and in Seattle. We have many, Friendly Water of the World has many Rotary partners. We're looking for our first Kiwanis partner, if anyone is out there. We'll come visit your church if you like, or your community group, or your synagogue, or your mosque. We will show you the technology, and I think we can show you some amazing things that if we just all rolled our sleeves together and provided a little money, not a lot of money, a little bit of money, but a lot of commitment, we can do great things together.
Yeah, I believe that we can do great things.
So I'd like to thank you so much for being with us this week, and I'd like to invite everyone again to our dinner, May 5th.
My pleasure.
Give me a call, 918-3642. We'd love to see you, and we'd also love to see you at our training right here in Olympia this summer, June 26th. Give me a call, and we can try to set it up.
Thank you for having me, and we are really grateful for the support. So together we can do it.
Vyozi birashoboka. Everything is possible.
Thank you. Murakoze cyane. Thank you.